Hi there, my name is Alan Lamont. I'm bringing a message about the destruction of Vatican City, Rome, that great city that reigns over the kingdom of the earth, and this is the endgame. That's what I shared in my last video, and this is the ultimate conspiracy now, being played out before our very eyes. This is the real agenda, the endgame. It's to destroy Vatican City. We have today a black pope who is the Pope of Rome. I've been saying that for weeks, and it's the truth. This is why Biden goes there. This is why they all go to see Pope Francis. This is why Angela Merkel had a private audience for nearly an hour. They're preparing now for this New World Order. The New World Order is the destruction of the old order. That's Rome. That's Vatican City. We have to understand who the Jesuits are. They are Knights Templars. The final Pope will be a Jesuit. He will either be Pope Francis or the next Pope will be a Jesuit. But the final Scarlet Beast, the final Pope of Rome, the final Antichrist will be a black Pope. The Jesuits are coming out with full power in the open. That's clear. As for Joe Biden, someone made a comment on my last video. Why is Joe Biden going to Rome? Well, that's because Joe Biden graduated from Santa Clara Jesuit University, and he's a high Jesuit. He's not just Jesuit trained, he is a high Jesuit. A lot of them are. Clinton is. So this is what they've been preparing for hundreds of years. This very moment right now. That's why we have a Jesuit general as the Pope of Rome. The Jesuits would not just appoint out in the open a Jesuit provincial. Don't believe that. Pope Francis was not just a high Jesuit that governed South America, Buenos Aires, Argentina. He was in fact high in the Jesuit Curia at the Church of the Jesuit in Rome. That's the headquarters. Someone also left a comment about the Knights of Malta. Doesn't Malta control the earth? And well, the Knights of Malta, their magisterium, their headquarters is actually in Rome. It's not Malta, even though that's officially the headquarters for the Sovereign Military Order of Malta. They're really the Knights of St. John. They're controlled by the Templars. They're controlled by the Black Pope. All you have to do to prove that is look at the structure of Freemasonry and see that the Knights Templar are the highest degree. Under that you have the Knights of Malta. That's the power structure. The Knights of Malta are under the power of the Jesuit general, and the Jesuits have had power for hundreds of years over all governments. There's another comment on the video. What I'm doing is just addressing in this video various comments and other things that I'm bringing out about the real endgame of the Jesuit order. This New World Order is going to be the destruction of Vatican City and the creation of the rebuilt temple at Jerusalem. That's what the Templars want. This is what this is all about. The Jesuits in history, they were created by the Knights Templar, and the Knights Templar really dissolved their order. It appeared to be that way. It looked that way. People believe that's true. That's not true. And they really became the company, Compania. They became the company of soldiers, known as the Army of Loyola. They were called Jesuits by Protestants, which means a crafty person that deceives the people. That's what the word Jesuit means. But the Jesuits are the Knights Templar, Knights of the Virgin. They're knights. That's what they are. And the Jesuit order, really, they're the ones that, in history, were the confessors to the kings and queens, the Catholic monarchies. They're the ones that would overthrow Protestant monarchies. They are the ones that really have taken control of this world. And someone left a comment about America. How can the Jesuits, control America? Why would America submit to Rome? Because Rome has been Jesuitized, Illuminized. That's the truth. Every president since the time of Abraham Lincoln has really been a high-level 33rd Scottish Rite Mason, a Templar Mason, or they've been a Vatican Knight, Knight of Malta, Knight of Columbus, or Jesuit alumni, that is, graduated from a Jesuit university. America is the most open Jesuit government on the face of this earth. It really is. And America is the military arm of the Vatican. It's the intelligence arm of the Vatican. It's the political arm of the Vatican. It's the media arm of the Vatican. America is completely under the control of the Society of Jesus, the Jesuit order. And this is what we're going to see. We're going to see the destruction of Vatican City really soon. It's going to happen. This is what they're planning. Behind the scenes, of course. And then also across the earth, the economy will collapse. People have been hearing about this cashless society for, well, decades. But everything we've been reading about, everything we've been hearing about is going to happen now. It's going to begin to really take place before our eyes really soon. That's what Joe Biden said a couple of months ago. He said it's time to actually create, in reality, the New World Order. They've waited for this Jesuit Pope. That's what they waited for. They've waited for the positioning of Pope Francis. And just to go through it again for people that are maybe new to this material, the Black Pope is the Black Pope is the superior Jesuit general. He is the head of the Illuminati. He is the head of all these interlocking organizations like the Bilderberg Group, the Club of Rome, the CFR, the Trilateral Commission. He's head over them all. Every intelligence network. And I've shared on other videos that really the Jesuits did not infiltrate the system, they created the system. That's the truth. That is the truth. That's why they assassinated Abraham Lincoln. That's why they assassinated Kennedy. It's because they defied Rome. That's right, they defied the Jesuits of Georgetown University. It's Jesuit Georgetown University that is the headquarters of the United States government. Covertly, secretly, of course. That's what the Jesuits do. They infiltrate and then they destroy. They infiltrate a government and then they destroy that government. That's what they do. They destroy it from within. And the White House will come under attack. That's right. America will come under attack by the Jesuits of Rome. 9/11 is just the beginning. I'm not saying this to bring fear. I'm saying it because it's in the Word of God. It's written that there will be a great persecution. And the Jesuits are the ones that infiltrate these Protestant governments and destroy them from within. Now, the Jesuits used the Constitution because it ended persecution against the order. They needed somewhere where they could have no persecution. They were expelled from 83 nations across the earth. They were removed from Europe. They had nowhere to remain in Europe. Even the Pope of Rome dissolved the order of the Society of Jesus in 1773. So the Jesuits of Rome infiltrated America, took over the government of America through John Carroll and through Jesuit Georgetown University, and ever since that time they have had control over Washington. And they've assassinated or removed or smeared anyone that would stand up against them. And this is known, of course, in Washington. The governors know this, the senators know this. The politicians in the White House know this. They all know this in the intelligence community, in the Pentagon. The chiefs of staff know this. You know, it's an open conspiracy. It's an open secret here, okay? Everyone within the American government know that the Jesuits of Rome rule America, but no one will speak out. No one will open up this secret. They're too afraid. It's obvious when you look into the book of Revelation, chapter 17, that the scarlet beast is there. He has the power over the 10 kings. He has the power over the sovereigns, over the monarchies. It's clear. All these Catholic bloodlines that rule the monarchies, all of these papal bloodlines from Italy, all of this, you know, these black nobility that rule Europe, all of these bloodlines that are under the power of the Jesuit general, they have been for hundreds of years. But they will come out in the open now and give their kingdom unto the beast. This is why we're seeing all of these politicians go to the Vatican. This is why Edmond Paris will go to the Vatican and invite Pope Francis to Israel when he himself signed over 60% of the old city of Jerusalem, including the Temple Mount, to Rome in 1993 through the Oslo Accords. They've been planning this for decades. The Vatican already controls Israel, already controls America. But what they're going to do is this. They are going to destroy Vatican City, the Jesuits of Rome, and a Jesuit Pope will then enter the third rebuilt Jewish temple, or begin the building of the temple, and that will be the headquarters for the Vatican. That's what the Templars want. That's what the Jesuits of Rome want. They are revived Knights Templars. They want to rule from the Temple Mount. That's what they want. And of course, people are too afraid to speak out on this real conspiracy. The real conspiracy is that the Vatican does control the kings of the earth. It controls all governments. It has done for hundreds of years. This is revealed by the Spirit of God in Revelation 17. If you want to really know the truth about the New World Order, then look at Rome. That's right. Every single prime minister and politician, you see them there at the Vatican. I'll repeat it again. If you look at John Paul II's funeral, just look at them all. Mugabe there. Mugabe, you shake the hand of Prince Charles, and in Great Britain there was a lot of, controversy in the newspapers in this nation about that. Why did Prince Charles shake the hand of Mugabe? He's a war criminal and so on. Well, he's under the power of the Crown, the British Crown, through the Order of the Bath. He also attended Jesuit universities. That's Mugabe. Prince Charles himself is Jesuit controlled through the Jesuit Provincial in the United Kingdom. But the British Crown does control the government in this country. The Order of the Garter, the Queen opens up her Parliament. The Prime Ministers are under the power of the Queen. As soon as they are sworn into office, they go and bow, literally, physically bow in subordination, because it's her government. Her Majesty, the Queen of Great Britain. And she is the Queen of Britain, but the real power in Britain is the Temple Bar. That's it. Templar ground, you see. That has the power in Great Britain, the Templars, who are the Jesuits of Rome. So, that's what's going to happen. They want to make Israel and Jerusalem the Latin Kingdom of Jerusalem. They want to make it, a government for the Jesuits, for the Templars, for the Knights of St. John, for the Knights of Malta, for the Equestrian Order. All of these Vatican knighthoods, they want to rule from Israel. They want to make Jerusalem the headquarters for their one world government, for their one world religion, and it will all be centralized and positioned at Mount Moriah, the Temple Mount. That is the plan, and that's exactly what will happen according to Daniel chapter 9 verse 26 and 27, Matthew 24, Luke 21, Revelation 17. That's exactly what is going to happen. It will happen exactly that way, because the Bible predicts it. And all of these wars are really just to move away all of the Muslim opposition. Everything that's taken place today is to bring all of these nations under Jesuit control. That's why all of these wars are taking place. And the Jesuits use, I'll say this again because I said it in my last video, the Jesuits of Rome have used the papacy for hundreds of years, just used it. Used the office of the Pope, because the Pope had infallibility, he had temporal power to rule all monarchies, all governments. This is well before the creation of the Jesuits, even before the Knights Templar were created, in the 11th century, of course, But the Templars, who became the Jesuits, what they did was infiltrate the Vatican, eventually poisoned off every pope that resisted them until they had total control through the papal bloodlines of Italy. And through the papal bloodlines, they infiltrated all of the structure within the papacy itself, began to control the cardinals and then elect the Roman Pope. And that was the conspiracy. The Jesuits took over the highest positions in the Vatican, and they would make sure that only a Jesuit or someone Jesuit trained under Jesuit power would become a cardinal. And obviously within the conclave, they were completely controlled by the Black Pope. This is why for, hundreds of years, every Pope has been under Jesuit power and control, under the power of the Jesuit general. It's only now that we have a Jesuit Pope, and it took everyone by surprise, but why should it? The Jesuits have controlled the Vatican for hundreds of years. This also is an open secret. Okay, I'm going to end there. A lot of revelation coming. Keep watching the videos. My name is Alan Lamont. Thank you for listening, and as always, all roads lead to Rome.